with the scorecards. Can you just give us your first reaction in hearing that it was not the draw, that you did actually win the fight tonight?
Yeah, so I think first of all, this fight was a good fight. I really enjoyed sharing cage with Brandon. It was a hard fight. I hit him a couple of good shots, and guy would keep coming and coming and coming, and he didn't back up. That made me really enjoyable moment. That was for me. And we keep going and going, and I think that's exactly what fans are looking for when they buy a ticket in UFC and come. You know, like it was 2 weeks notice for me. I'm not from here. I'm from country Georgia. Still, people came, like over 500 people came from my country to support me. But you know how many people were there? They didn't knew who I was or who Brandon was. So all these people, besides of course their favorites like the Danish fighters, they still want to enjoy the show, and I think we really gave a good show. So we did our best. Of course, for the first time inside the cage, that was not the moment I was looking for. I wanted to have a good picture inside the, you know, inside the cage. Especially my dad was one of my cornermen. He's one of the first guy and first coach who grew me up. He was been saying that Giga gonna become a world champion in fighting. In the first day he say, and we have even a videotape. Since then he's been my cornerman for a long time. But since I moved in US, past 5 years, he never had the chance to come in US and support me and be my cornerman. So finally we made in Denmark. First time UFC in Denmark, and that's my debut. I think we did everything for the win, and finally they made the decision, and things went for me.
And you do train out King's MMA?
I do train at King's MMA. I moved from Amsterdam, actually. I used to live there, and then I moved in King's MMA. It's been a long journey since me and Master Rafael Cordeiro we met. Since the first day he said, this is your family, Giga, you need to move here, and we got your back. And since the day one, I right away changed my life, bring my wife and kids in US, and since then we've been working very, very hard for it. Especially I was doing this to make my people, my Georgian people, proud. We don't have much UFC fighters, and I'm just one guy who's gonna try to make till the belt.
Giga, who is your most impressive fighter in the UFC featherweight division? Which person do you consider as the best, besides the champion?
I don't know about the best, but I enjoy about fighting, to watch the fights like Zabit, Yair Rodriguez, Cub Swanson. Actually, Bruce Leroy, I think Alex, I forgot the last name, this guy. Yes, like all those guys, the strikers, that's what makes me watch UFC. I used to be karate fighter, then I decided to go in kickboxing, and then I'm in MMA. So all my life I've been rooting for the strikers, and that's what all the movies, if you check, Bruce Lee was not a wrestler, you know, all those guys like the back in the day movies what are made, they were strikers with some special kicks, and now I finally made my kick called the Giga kick. I'm sure you guys soon will find out about that.
Was it the body kick?
That's a body kick with some kind of little moves. But usually people go down. Brandon took it like a man, you know. Heads off for him.
And you're a striker, but you showed some pretty good defensive grappling.
Thank you.
Reverse for position. How much emphasis have you been putting on those, I guess you could say, weaknesses compared to that you come from a striking position?
Yeah, so actually 13 months ago I lost the Contender Series. Contender Series was our plan. My manager, Ali Abdelaziz, he told me, and he kind of planned for me to go inside the UFC from Contender Series. He helped me to arrange this fight, and unfortunately the fight did not go the way. I was winning the whole 14 minutes. In the last 5 minutes I get submitted, and since then 13 months, it's 13 months since then, and I never slept one good night after this fight, because I had so long. I was a top glory high-level kickboxer, and I worked for all my life for this. I became few-time world champion there, but when I had to fight for a title, that time I decided to quit my contract just for one reason, to go in in UFC, and yeah, since then, man, I've been working so hard for my wrestling with Olympic wrestler Mike Gonzalez, Perez, and some incredible wrestlers and jiu-jitsu fighters. They helped me a lot for this, and I've been improving. I never really took a time off. You know, even I'm a high-level striker. I was in a gym 2 or 3 times a day. And I see myself like a project. I don't see myself like just a regular fighter who's just gonna come to get cash out the check. I think to be a world champion in karate, then move in kickboxing, become multiple-time kickboxing world champion, and go to UFC. If I fix my wrestling and jiu-jitsu, nobody gonna stop me. That's what I believe, and I never stop thinking about that.
You mentioned a couple names before of guys that you know kind of like in the division. Any one of those you want to fight next?
I think kind of too early to call out the guys, you know, but
maybe those guys or maybe someone else.
I don't know. I'm not really good with the names, but all those names who I said, it will be a pleasure for me to fight. I enjoy to share the cage with the fighters who has a heart, you know, not like the we're gonna take him down, give a love, and that's okay. Love, I know with my wife. Besides this, there is no love with me on the ground. You know? So yeah.
Last question. Yeah, what is the difference for you as a fighter, as a competitor, between taking part in Glory event or UFC event? Is there anything which is much different between those two?
Absolutely, absolutely. This is 2 different disciplines. Even Glory is just a UFC for the striking and kickboxing. You know, that's the highest level. There is no other. Of course, some other shows are trying to make the big fights in kickboxing, but Glory is definitely something they stand outside, like something separately. Same way like. Heads off to the other organizations in MMA, but UFC is a dream. UFC is a dream for every fighter in MMA, and that's what it is in a Glory. Back in the days, there was a K1 official, but once the K1 kind of died, people brought the new show Glory, and all the champions used to be there, and that's really hard work. I see a lot of Glory guys talk like that. Oh, we're gonna move in UFC fight. No way. Yes, but Israel made it as well, right? But you need to go and start training in MMA like MMA fighter. I was a 3rd dan in black belt in karate and kickboxing high-level fighter. I put my white belt gi and went in a gym, jiu-jitsu gym, and trained with just the regular guys. And I've been grinding this past 4 or 5 years old and competing in jiu-jitsu tournaments, won blue belt world championship as well. But you know, that's how you grow. That's how we grow. I wrestle with like 11, 12 years old guys. When I go in 1 week, I'm going to join the team again and share the mat with them. That's how I grow, and that's why I told how I see myself as a project, and I'm pushing hard for it.
It's impressive. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you guys for all the questions. This is just a memorable moment for me. You know.
Get used to it.
Thank you.
Happy to share it with you, bro.
Sorry?
Happy to share the moment with you.
Thank you. Take care, guys.